Welcome. This is how to get started with the Aethereal Shop Kit. In this tutorial, I'll guide you step by step through a simple process that lets you build a world without starting completely from scratch. First, open Horizon Worlds and import the kit into your project. It's recommended to enable grid snapping when using the Move tool, so your objects will align precisely in place. Once you've chosen the piece of the kit you want to work with, make sure to duplicate it first. Then, ungroup it from the main kit and remove it from its parent. After that, reset its position by setting the X, Y, and Z coordinates to 0. Now you can freely duplicate that piece and repeat the same process for every other object you want to use from the kit. Now let's see how easy it is to assemble buildings with the kit. Start by placing walls and arches next to each other, rotating them to form the corners. Then add the ceiling pieces on top to complete the structure. With just a few simple steps, you can create a variety of custom buildings in no time. Now let's prepare the sliding doors. Simply rotate and position them where you want. When working with doors, make sure grid snapping is set to 0.25. This helps you align them more accurately. And that's it. Your sliding doors are ready to go. Now let's add the sliding doors. The fastest way is to use the ready-made prefab we included. Simply delete the static doors already in place, then position the sliding doors precisely with the help of grid snapping. It's basically a plug-and-play solution. But if you need to build everything from scratch, here's how to do it. First, rename the door object clearly, for example, right door or left door. Then duplicate it and move the copy to the position where you want the door to slide open, slightly shifted to the right or left depending on the door. Rename this copy clearly as well and set its visibility parameter to off. Next, assign all 4 doors, the 2 visible and the 2 invisible ones, to the correct slots in the global variables of the sliding doors script, which is already linked to a trigger. Finally, from the hierarchy, you can also adjust the global variable that controls the animation duration, setting the time in milliseconds. And you're done. Now let's take a look at how to create a product panel from scratch. Of course, if you're remixing this world, you can simply use one of the ready-made panels and just change the title, description, and product preview image. But in case you want to build it yourself, here's the process. First, place a trigger in front of the object that you want to display the panel for. Next, add a custom UI gizmo. Align it to the position where you want the panel to appear, and assign the product panel script to it. Then, fill in the global fields of the script with all the necessary information. Finally, go back to the trigger and assign the UI visibility controller script. Inside the UI element field, link the custom UI object you just created. And that's it. Your product panel is ready. Now let's move on to the Add panel. This element allows you to display up to 5 different textures, alternating automatically at a set interval. Of course, you can simply use the prefab we've included, but let's also see how to create one from scratch. Start by adding a custom UI gizmo. Assign the Add panel script to it, insert your images, set the interval time, and adjust the dimensions of the panel. In this example, we'll first create a horizontal version. Then we'll repeat the same steps for a square format. And finally, for a vertical format. As explained in the documentation, You can technically use any dimensions, but for best results, we recommend sticking to standard formats. 1920 by 1080, 1080 by 1920, or 1080 by 1080. And that's it. Your ad panel is ready to showcase dynamic content in your world. That's it. You're now ready to start building with the Aethereal Shop Kit. Have fun experimenting. We can't wait to see the amazing worlds you'll create with it.